What's good? It's Fevir. Today I wanted to share with you a facet of the Skyrim community that is pretty incredible to me, and this is going to be in a different way than when I went over what I personally find compelling about the act of modding, as for that I'm part of it and I feel confident speaking to it, but for this I'm an outsider looking in. But this is just another way that Skyrim has been able to remain relevant since its release years ago. In this video we're going to dive into the realm of screenshotting, and I'll start by showing some screenshots that people have taken from Skyrim on screen. And if you're anything like me, any screenshot you've ever taken of any game doesn't look like any of these. And I've had those moments where I think I'm taking a great screenshot, as many people have had. Usually they're these images of a sprawling landscape or the light hitting the trees just so, or God ray anything, where I'm feeling hella artistic, and those are alright, but these are on a completely different level. Now I understand screenshots are taken for many different reasons, and in this video I'm mainly speaking to the artistic side. Now I found these images randomly on a Flickr account, and don't ask me why I was on that website, and the account was filled with some of the shots that you're seeing here and a lot of other ones, a lot of not safe for work images, by the way. And while generally I don't care about screenshots because Reddit and forums and message boards and friends, like, people always are trying to share screenshots with you, and I thought I had become numb to them, sort of like vacation pictures or baby pictures, who cares? But there was something about these shots where I ended up spending quite a bit of time looking through albums and albums from the same uploader and then branching out to see if other people had taken shots like this, and they had. In fact, there are a lot of people who collect and hunt for great screenshots in the same way that photographers hunt and look for great images. And I think that's almost the distinction here. These screenshots are a respectable type of video game photography, digital photography, and there are players who have these archives and archives of screenshots from every game they've played, and it's obvious that finding good screenshots is just another way that they enjoy and interact with games, the same way that certain people like to achievement hunt or collect one of every item or 100% a game. And what I found interesting outside of just screenshots from tons of other games is that the ones for Skyrim, and to a lesser extent other Bethesda games, seemed to not only look better but also had much more variation. The reason for this is that taking screenshots in a video game is weirdly similar to taking pictures in real life. You have a lot of control over how you take the image and what you take an image of, but you're hoping to capture something. And most games are limited in what you can capture, and whether that's a comment on the amount of characters or the amount of events or just the size and scope of the game, I'm just saying it's limited. And Skyrim offers the same, but the engine allows you to take it a step further and not only gives you more control over how you take a picture, but also gives you control over what you take a picture of. Generally, when you take a screenshot in a game, you have control over the viewpoint and the camera that is attached to your character, so you're restricted in a sense to what and where your character can be, but in Skyrim, those restrictions don't exist. You can detach your camera from your character, you can ignore the game physics and fly around and through objects and walls to find vantage points and angles that you otherwise couldn't. You could take a shot of something that's happening away from you, you can stop time, you can speed up time, you can change the lighting, the weather, you can mod in new textures, new models, new units, new people, new animations, fog, but also you can add, remove, alter, and replace anything you want. The depth of the mod scene is also at your fingertips, and if you wanted to shoot something instead of dragons, like say Spider-Man or Iron Man, you can. Attack on Titan, you can. The amount of freedom and control you have is incredible, not to mention E&Bs and their in-game configurations that allows you to do a lot of the post-processing stuff in-game, so you don't even have to touch Photoshop. In fact, a lot of the images you're seeing here weren't touched up in Photoshop. This is just what the game looks like in a playable state, heavily modded. And as a quick aside, most of these images are from a modded classic Skyrim, and that level of control allows someone to create, stage, or force things to capture. That's limited only by their creativity. And sometimes this ends up looking like someone playing with digital dolls, playing dress up. Sometimes they're trying to show off a cool character or a cool outfit, or maybe they're trying to relay an emotion. Sometimes they're documenting a story, or they were inspired and are highlighting an item or a place or a mod or just anything. But then sometimes it's just a good image. There are so many different reasons to not only take a picture, but also so many reasons to create something worth taking a picture of. And all of that is just fascinating to me. But because of the ability to basically create your own set and do a photo shoot, people are playing Skyrim without actually playing Skyrim in a way that developers probably never saw coming. And maybe this doesn't impress you the way it impresses me. I was just blown away to find this community of people that I didn't even really know existed, and they kind of rubbed off on me. They kind of inspire me. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last week or two, the thumbnails for my YouTube channel don't have text on them, and the images are a little bit cooler than usual, and some of them I created, some of them I hunted down through Flickr accounts or whatnot. But I just, for whatever reason, their passion, that community that I've kind of uncovered, their passion for just a screenshot, how seriously they take it, has kind of rubbed off on me. And in a very weird way, it's kind of given me a stronger overall appreciation for all forms of static imagery, because I've seen both ends of the spectrum. I've seen really shitty and I've seen really good screenshots or really good images, and I can appreciate and respect the skill set or the ability required to create those images. And I don't know how else to word that. That probably sounds really cheesy. And in true nerd fashion, some people may have felt this way or come to this realization after seeing a certain painting or examining architecture and the lines of an interesting building and its silhouette, or appreciated deep and meaningful lyrics to a song or a poem. But to me, a nerd at heart, I needed to see some cool screenshots of a dragon. I'm hopeless. That's gonna do it for me. I just wanted to share this with you guys. Until next time, this is Fevir. Peace.